Picture this, summer is just around the corner and you want to get into the best shape of your life. So you spend the next few months slaving away doing hours of cardio, training as hard as you possibly can, blood, sweat and tears, and sculpting your physique into some crazy muscular shape that you've always dreamed of. You go to the beach, you whip off your top, you slowly reveal the rig you have sculpted out of clay, you have molded with your hard work. You feel the gaze of hundreds, no thousands of people looking at your godlike Adonis figure as you stroll through the sands. The point is, okay, you work really hard, you get into absolutely crazy shape. We've all been there, we've all done it. You cut down, you get lean, you get to a position where you're proud of, you create something where you look in the mirror, you take that selfie and you're like, wow, like I look really, really good. You've seen your abs for the first time, maybe you've lost a certain amount of weight, but then you have your holiday, you have summer, you have whatever it is, a few days, a few weeks go by, and that condition starts to fade. You start to lose that physique that you built, that you sculpted, and then your physique starts to slowly deteriorate. It's like an elastic band. You pull it back, you get into this great shape, and then you get to a point, and then ping, you lose it all in seemingly no time whatsoever. I've trained consistently for 10 years now, and I feel like the ultimate goal with lifting and gym is to get to a point where you're maintaining this lean, built, muscular condition all year round. And every year I try and do it, I try and maintain it. Every year I get a little bit closer, and these are the things that I've learned, and this is how I'm gonna nail it and do even better this year. Muscle dysmorphia is real. It is a real thing, and it affects everyone. Even if you're not insecure about your physique, which the vast majority of people aren't, I'm pretty secure with myself. Like I look in the mirror, I'm like, damn, that guy looks good. Like sometimes I feel a bit fat, but the moment you touch a dumbbell is the moment that you are forever small. Like you might have days where you look good, but you know that you are forever small the moment that you touch a dumbbell. When you're looking in the mirror every single day and there's little changes happening every single day, you don't notice those changes because it's so slow, it's so gradual, and you're consistently tracking your progress, looking at yourself, you don't see how far you've actually come. So the first thing is don't over diet. Have an endpoint, have a look where you're gonna be like, okay, when I get a picture that looks like this, that is the point where I've done it. That is the point where I'm done with the diet. I'm not gonna keep dieting, because if we keep digging, if we keep dieting, you're gonna get to a point where you can't do it anymore. Diet fatigue is gonna set in. You're not gonna be able to continue to diet, continue to lose weight, and you're gonna spring back. It's the reason why so many people that lose loads of weight put it all back on and some, because they push themselves too hard, they overdo it, it's not sustainable, and then they get to this point where they're eating like 3 sticks of broccoli and a fucking carrot a day, and maybe a handful of like peanuts and a protein shake. Obviously it's not enjoyable, it's not sustainable, and it's not possible to maintain that. Moderation is key, don't overdo it, and what you want to do is, if you're dieting, is lose weight on the most amount of calories possible and the smallest amount of cardio possible as well. Next thing that I'm going to do is different from other years, is I'm going to set a lower weight limit. So I'm going to say to myself, when I get to this weight, I'm going to take my foot off the gas with the dieting and not keep going. I'm about 89 kilos now, so for me that's going to be around 86 kilos. I'm not going to go below 85 kilograms of weight loss, or it's going to be too much. So I'm going to say 86 kilograms is that lower limit for me in terms of dieting. Not going to go below 85. I'm going to set this limit for my weight that's going to be solid, it's going to be there, that's going to stop me from continuing to diet. Because like I said, you look at yourself and you'd be like, oh, I'm still fat, oh, I could be leaner, I could be more vascular. If you want to maintain a certain physique for the long term that you've never achieved before, that you've never had before, then obviously the things that you've done in the past to get to the point where you're currently at are not going to be enough to maintain that new shape, or that shape that you envision. So what you're going to have to do is change your lifestyle. I would work backwards. I would imagine having that physique, and I'd imagine what I would have to do with my lifestyle in order to maintain that physique. How would that person live? How would they train? What would they do? What would they do on the weekends? What would they do with their training sessions? How would they do cardio? How would they approach it? How would they approach eating out? Consider the outcome that you want and the lifestyle that it will take to get to that place. So for example, if you want to be lean and big all year round, you're probably gonna have to have sessions that are within an hour. If you're someone that works, if you're someone that studies, if you're busy, you're gonna have a training plan, a structured training plan that's gonna be within a certain time frame. Physique Incubator. I do structured training plans within a certain time frame, custom made for you if you want to get involved. But seriously, you're going to want to have a structured training plan, something that's going to be quick, something that's going to be efficient, that utilizes supersets, it's going to work out for you, something that's going to match your lifestyle or match the lifestyle of the physique you're trying to create. Whatever your goal is, one of the most important things you can do when it comes to changing your lifestyle and transforming your life is to create a circle or surround yourself with people, with like-minded individuals, people who are going to support you and actually get you there, whether that's joining like even a CrossFit club. I know, CrossFit. Joining like a CrossFit club, doing some like getting a coach, joining like some group classes, like a yoga, especially if you want to pick up chicks, it's probably fantastic. Just do things where you create an environment where you're surrounding yourself with people that are on the same journey as you, or maybe they've already completed the journey. There might be that one guy in the gym and you look at him and you think like, Jesus, this guy's absolutely in sick shape, no homo. Like you really, really admire his physique and you want to like basically be like him or look like him or be on his level. Speak to him, ask him how he trains, ask him what he does, ask him how he diets. If it's some like massive rich piano, like juicy, like gym bro, obviously take the advice with a pinch of salt. But what I'm trying to say is like, get yourself out there, put yourself in situations, change your social circle, change your environment in order to change that lifestyle. I think that's a really, really big one. Like if I grew up with and hung around like fat losers that just like sit on their ass and eat loads of food and think gym's for like roid heads and jokers and literally just go to the pub every weekend, don't train, don't do anything healthy and just eat shit food, I'm gonna grow up like that as well. It's like I have friends that have grown up like that and they've really struggled to get out of that situation where they are in this like environment that keeps them this way. The way that you are, the thing that you're trying to change, you are that way because of the environment that you have been brought up in. It might not be your fault, but it is your fault and it is on you to change that. You have the ability to do that. It just takes you actually taking action on it and changing up your environment, going to a club, surrounding yourself with new people, putting yourself out there, and that will change your lifestyle. Leading on from that point is make your training manageable and make it fun. If you're to get into this shape where you're going to maintain it long term, you have to be able to train like a certain way long term that's going to get you there for starters and keep you there, but you're going to have to be able to mentally do it as well. I think about this a lot with clients. There's things that you can do optimally. So there's in the gym, there's a certain optimal way of training. There'll be an optimal rep range. There'll be an optimal movement. There'll be an optimal amount of sets and reps. There'll be an optimal amount of cardio, an optimal amount of food that's scientifically backed and like the most statistically probable one to get you to your results as quickly as possible if everything is done perfectly. But you're not a robot. Like the analogy at the start of the elastic band snapping, if you pull it back too far, it's gonna break. Imagine you have two fat, obese people. One person is put on the absolutely optimized plan with everything optimized in accordance to the scientific data, but they absolutely hate it. And they're told to do that for a year. And then someone is put on a plan that's like, okay, it's a little bit broy. There's a few things in there, like a few things that probably aren't optimized. He's allowed to go off the plan every now and then, have a meal or two out with his friends. Everything isn't optimal, but he enjoys it. He likes it like 99% of the time. Which of the two do you think is going to get the better results? It's going to be the dude that's doing the thing that's slightly suboptimal, but they're enjoying it. For me, for example, in order to get to a certain shape, when I first started training, I'd do like 45 minutes of cardio every single day in order to maintain like a shredded condition, but it's just not manageable, man. So now instead what I do is I'll do a certain amount of steps per day. I'll make sure I do 10,000 steps per day. Walking outside, that's going to burn the same amount of calories. If I had a day of cardio, say for example, where I was meant to do cardio and not train, I might just go for a hike outside instead, and I'll make sure that I just hike for a few hours and that'll burn the same amount of calories as it would in the gym. But the difference is I enjoy it. It might not be as easy to measure, it might not be as easy to track, but it's that lifestyle change, that thing that I'm doing that's making it fun, manageable, and enjoyable. Recently, I've started implementing a lot of supersets into my workout. I really like the pump I get from it. I've started doing these 15-minute Metcon sessions at the end of cardio because it burns about twice the amount of calories in half the time. It's super hard and it's fun. And I'm pretty busy, so I don't want to be spending hours in the gym doing cardio. I'd have to leave and miss it sometimes. That makes it me more likely to do it. A last minute bonus tip for you I just thought of as well. Eat your vegetables. A lot of people don't eat vegetables. Vegetables, low calories, they fill you up. They make you not want to eat food. No one's ever binged eaten on broccoli or binged eaten on carrots or cucumber. You know what I mean? It's always sweet. It's always like crappy food. So ensure with every meal that you're eating like a shit ton of green vegetables. You don't have to track them. Just make sure you're consistently eating a lot of green vegetables. It's going to fill you up, be full of fiber. The biggest takeaway from this is just to create that lifestyle, create that environment that's going to get you to where you want to be. Meditate on the end product, the end result. Think of the person that you want to be, the person, whether it's mentally mental or physical. Obviously, this is more of a gym-based physical video. But yeah, a bit of a short and sweet one, a bit of a random one that I just thought about in the car as well. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've got any other tips for actually maintaining a physique and doing things that'll work. This absolutely sick, insert pictures here, Dragon Ball Z t-shirt that I'm wearing has just dropped from Vanquish. It might have already sold out because it's like a limited edition tee. But if it hasn't, get involved. Use my link down below. It's probably the sickest thing that any gym company has ever done, period, because they are absolutely dope. And if they are still available, you're incredibly lucky. They're oversized, great for training in, great for wearing around. The prints on them are absolutely phenomenal. And VQ obviously sponsored me, so I'm going to make this video like sponsored by VQ. But as you can see, absolutely dope. Link down below supports me, so I get commission on sales, which is super, super cool. Supports the channel. But anyway, people, if you want to get any training plans as well, custom meal, custom training plans by myself for you, get some accountability, get some structure, make adaptations if you're busy, if you've got a certain amount of time that you can train, certain days that you can train, all that will be included as well. Physique Incubator is down below. VQ, huge supplements, code MO. All of these things support me and is what I use on a regular basis. Anyway, people, peace out. I love you to bits. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.